Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at Nitrux OS. Now this is based on Ubuntu 18.10 and hang on, I'll just set this up, 1.0.15-1, there we are. Right, that's correct. And I mean, I've had a brief look at this already. To be honest, I'm really quite impressed with it. I mean, it's really modern, and I really do like the UI. But we're about to take a look at that in a minute anyway. Let's put that about nearly 16 gigabytes. That'll be alright. There we are, and let's start this up. Right, so the system requirements for this OS, I think this is according to linux.com, although it might be another website. It needs a 2.66 GHz quad-core CPU, 4 GB of RAM, 256 megs of video memory, and 4.29 GB of storage space. So, I mean, they're relatively quite high specifications, but if you think about it, I mean, most computers that are manufactured today have at least 4 GB of RAM, and it's been quite a few years since I've seen a computer on sale, brand new, that has come out the same year, that hasn't actually got anything less than 4 GB of RAM, unless it's like one of them silly little notebook things. So here's the boot screen, I quite like that. And it's adapted to the resolution of the virtual machine. That's always a good sign, because you just know when it's an OS that doesn't adapt to the resolution of the VM, it's not going to be that good usually. I say usually. Right, let's install Nitrux. I'm going to resist the urge to look around. I must say though, I really do like this UI already. I mean, I like their little hashtag that they've got down there. That's really quite inspirational, and this wallpaper in the background just looks fabulous. So let's go with British English. It's a really nice installer as well. Londinium. Next. And put the name in. And a password. Log in automatically, and next. Right, I'll just go erase disk. That'll be alright. And I like this sort of little line graph here. I mean, it sort of makes it look really sophisticated, but at the same time, it doesn't look complicated, yet it looks sophisticated. And that is very important, and I think for first-time users to Linux, I think they'd appreciate that aesthetic, because it doesn't confuse you. You can just look at it and you think, oh okay, so it's going to do that, without actually feeling like you're out of your depth. So let's just go erase disk and next. Now this part of the installer, I really like this bit because it shows you all the settings that you've chose, and I think this is great because, I mean, if you've selected something, you can look through here, and let's say I've selected the wrong time zone, then I can just go back and change it. So that's really quite nice. So let's just go ahead and install now. Right, so it comes with the Nomad desktop environment, which is based on KDE. And it has many pre-installed applications for productivity, browsing the web, etc., which is very nice indeed. And as I've already mentioned, it's based on Ubuntu 18.10, which is curious actually, seeing as that hasn't actually been released yet at the time of recording anyway. I mean, it's the 20th of December today, so obviously they haven't released that, so that must be on the development branch anyway. Well, it comes with many security features as well, including the Nomad firewall, which is very nice, and the Plasma Vaults, which uses both CRYFS and ENCFS. But I'll demonstrate that later anyway. Now, this last bit is opinion, and its target market appears to be first-time users to Linux. I mean, to be honest, I think that might be correct, because this installer is possibly one of the most easiest ones that I've ever had the fortune of using, because sometimes you come across Linux distributions and you're just thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, this is just insanely complicated, and it doesn't need to be like that. That's why I really like this one, and yeah, I just think it's really nice. Anyway, so I'll just speed up the video. One thing I will let you into is this is version 1.0.15-1, so there might be a later version released if you're watching this a few months into the future. So I'll just speed up the video now and cue that inspirational music that I always have. Right, so the installation has now finished. Let's just go ahead and restart. As I say though, that install was so easy. God blimey. I mean, I remember when I first used Linux, it was Ubuntu 14.04 was the first version of Linux that I actually installed on my main computer. Here we go. And I mean, I remember thinking at that time, oh gosh, this is a bit complicated. But if I was installing this, it would have been even more straightforward. I mean, that's what... I'll talk about that later anyway. Well, here we are at the desktop. It is now fully installed and connected to the interweb. So, let's check out the pre-installed applications, shall we? So it's got the Dolphin file manager, which is very nice. Just have a brief look at this. So as you can see, it looks very modern, and I really like this UI. And obviously we've got maximize, minimize there, and exit. So I mean, yeah, it's all very straightforward. Here we are. And I like the icons. It just looks very modern and up to date. So as well as this, we've got root there as well. As well as obviously the Dolphin file manager, we get the Chromium web browser as default. And if we scroll along a bit, we can see the other applications that it's got. So it's got LibreOffice, which funny enough hasn't got its little logo, but that doesn't matter. VLC media player. Here we go. And oh my goodness, VLC really suits this theme. What version is that? Version 3.03. And this is something else that I like. If I think back to Ubuntu 16.04, when it still had the, what was it? It wasn't GNOME, it was Unity. That's it. Along the top panel here, you got all the options for like help, view and all of that. And you didn't actually have that on the actual application like you do in Windows. Now, having the obviously toolbar up here was so much better than obviously having it on the actual window, and that's one thing that I didn't particularly like that much about switching over to GNOME in Ubuntu, because non-GNOME applications, I think it's non-GNOME applications still had obviously the toolbar within the actual application rather than having it at the top, and that is something that I really missed in 1804. So anyway, with that rant out of the way, let's have a look at what else we've got. So we've got LibreOffice here as well. This will be 6 point something. 6.0.3. Very nice indeed. And well, I believe that's about it for obviously pre-installed applications, most of them anyway. Now let's have a look at the software center. Why not? Oh, now this is new. So you can see Bodhi. So you can see everything that's here. I believe this is an alphabetical order anyway. Got quite a few applications on here. I don't think it's got Firefox though, unfortunately. So anyway, that's a new layout. That's really quite funny actually. I've never actually seen anything quite like that before. Now I believe this is must be installed. Oh no, this is tasks. Right. Well, that's that anyway. That is very new and very different. One thing I would say is perhaps in future releases, these could be slightly bigger, and if it could have the logo of whatever application it is, as well as obviously, I mean, some of these, like that's AO. To first-time users of Linux, this is going to be like trying to read ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. So maybe in the future they could possibly focus on simplifying this slightly, or perhaps add a bit of componentization. So have different things in different areas like web development, productivity, etc., media. So that's that anyway. I mean, I do like that, and for experienced users that will be really nice. But maybe it could have like a basic mode and an advanced mode. Yeah. I mean, I do like that though. So let's now have a look at something else. So let's go to System Settings. And now I really do like the way they've laid this out. Because it sort of looks a little bit like the Ubuntu settings. Yeah, it's got quite a bit of individuality to it as well, which is very nice. So I like the way that these lines sort of fade out, and it's all white as well. It makes it look modern, and I do like that. So first things first, let's have a look at some security features. So the Nomad Firewall. Ooh, and this is very simple, yet elegant. Yeah, I like that. So that's the Nomad Firewall anyway, very easy to configure. Let's have a look now at workspace theme. So we're on Nomad Dark at the moment apparently. Let's go to Breeze Dark, shall we? This should be interesting. Oh, no, that's different. And we've got slightly different icons up here too. Wow. I really quite like that one actually. That is a beauty. And we've got a nice sort of transparent effect in the start menu, but it's not too transparent. I like that as well. One thing I would say is if we look at these icons here, you can see just about make out the black writing there. It is slightly difficult to distinguish the black writing from the dark grey background. That's one thing I would say, but apart from that, it looks brilliant. You can look up here as well. Yeah. I mean, it looks great, that one. Breeze, I believe this will be the original KDE theme. Yep. Looks slightly different on there. But anyway, let's have a look at the white Nomad theme. Ooh, this looks nice. Haven't got any transparency on this one, but that suits the theme well. Let's switch back to Nomad Dark, because I think that original one is my favourite. There we are. So, now we've had a look at that. Oh, what else shall we look at? Got icons as well. Oh, that's nice. Humanity. Yeah, that one is Ubuntu. That's it. I was about to say Ubuntu 16, but I think they've got the same icon sets in 1804 as well. Humanity Dark as well. Ubuntu Mono. Oxygen as well. That looks nice. Yeah, so that's that anyway. I like this one though. It must be German. Got an umlaut. I think that's what they're called anyway. So that's that. And I believe that is basically it. I mean, obviously we got Chromium on here as well. I wonder if this has got a start page. Nah. Well, that's nice. We all like Chromium anyway. So basically, I mean, it's been quite fun playing around with this system, and it looks great. I have to say, this desktop background, as I've mentioned, looks fabulous, and I like their little quote that they've got in the corner there as well. It's got lots of different themes, and it's got lots of different settings. It's very customizable, and well, I'll probably carry on playing with this after the video's done. Yeah, I really do like this, and I think it deserves more popularity because obviously they've put a lot of effort into making this. And my overall experience, is it fit for day-to-day use on your main desktop PC? I would say yes, to be honest. I mean, it is dead simple to install, as you've already seen, and it's very elegant as well. It's stable, hasn't come up with any crashes or anything like that, so I quite like it. Well, I believe that basically sums it up for today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Let's just go up here. Oh, that's slightly changed now. There's a little calendar as well. And here's the power. So anyway, that's quite nice. That's just yet another thing that I think looks really nice. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed it today, then by all means do feel free to support my channel by simply subscribing to it, as this gives me some more motivation to make future videos. So until next time, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.